Hey guys, how y'all doing? It's me, Johnny, and welcome back to another one of our Sorare videos. I hope you guys had a great time so far with the Global Cup and the World Cup in general. If you've been enjoying the games and all those things, I personally had a great time so far and been getting quite lucky with my rare players. A lot of the guys are making it through to the next rounds. Just yesterday, it was Croatia. The day before that, or a couple of days before that, it was Argentina as well. So I'm still capable of playing under 23, which is good to see. But here we are now on Sorare, and we can go ahead and share my reward with you. I personally had won a reward last week. If you guys remember, last week we came into the 23rd position. And sadly, due to the bad performance of Germany and Musiala hitting the post twice, and creating lots of chances, not really getting anything out of it, sadly, because the Germany team sucks. We were only in the 23rd position, so it wasn't perfectly ideal, right? I didn't get anywhere near a tier 1, but we did get ourselves a tier 2. And the tier 2 I got was quite interesting, because if we look at the prize pool, it went until the 26th position, right? So the guy I got is someone I didn't know of. Gabri Veiga. Yes, Gabri Veiga is a player that plays for Celta Vigo. And after I had won him, a beautiful man named Quinny came out to me and messaged me on Twitter. And he was like, hey, Gabri Veiga, keep a hold of him. He's going to be a big player. And I was like, oh, okay. So if Quinny says he's good, then he's good. Because Quinny knows the teams like Getafe, the teams like Celta Vigo. He has been watching these teams for a long time. I personally don't really necessarily watch La Liga too much. And he came to me and said, keep a hold of that guy. So let me show you guys what the stats of the new player that we have won looks like, or look like, I should say. Gabri Veiga, Gabri Veiga, Gabri Veiga. He was a midfielder, wasn't he? Where is he? Where is he? There he is. So he's a reward, obviously. The latest sale of Gabri Veiga has been around 124 euros. He has been listed around 280 or something like that lately. But looking into his stats, you guys can clearly tell that he wasn't necessarily a starter. If we take away the substitution performances, he only started playing regularly since game week 310, which is interesting because that is, I believe, where Brais Mendes had moved to his new squad, if I'm not mistaken. Hasn't Brais Mendes moved over to a different team like Real Sociedad? I think Brais Mendes was at Celta Vigo, then moved over to Real Sociedad, and apparently Gabri Veiga is supposed to be the next Brais Mendes. That is what Quinny has been telling me. And if we look at his performances specifically, you can see that he had a couple of games when he had a 60 plus, right? Which is lovely to see. Coming on as a sub and scoring is actually kind of huge. Oop, my phone is going off. Sorry. And that's really good to see. And then he kind of basically earned himself a spot in the team. Starts off in the center midfield position. Obviously, Celta Vigo isn't the strongest side at the moment. But with Gabri Veiga in the team, Larsen as well, you have two on the 23s that could be paired up in the future. Is something to think about. I think Larsen has a couple of years left. Stop with the alarms. Anyways, there we go. So all of that is looking decent. Gabri Veiga plays in that center midfield position. And I'm very excited to have him in the squad because Quinny now has me excited. And I watched a couple of things. I watched a couple of his performances. And the guy scores unreal long shots. Like, he has an incredible shot on him. In this game against Almeria, he scored and picked up a red card. So he's very young. He's still very young, only 20 years old, under 23 utility until 2026. This one screams hold to me. So we're going to hold this Gabri Veiga, but I didn't stop there, guys. I did go ahead and bring myself another super rare into the squad. And the reason for it is I needed someone as a super rare that is a midfielder. Now, when it comes to midfielders, we have Marcelino Nunez, who I still trust in, but he has kind of, apparently he has been one of the players for Norwich that has had like the most progressive passes, most chances created, and all those things. I've checked a couple of stats on him. And you guys can see, like, he's a great performer when he gets the playtime. But after those performances, for some reason, he got kind of dropped out of the team, hasn't really performed as well. And I personally watched a couple of games as well, and he wasn't doing as good. So a lot of Norwich fans are hoping that Marcelino Nunez will be back into the starting 11. And here's the thing, he has under 23 until 2024, so I'm in no rush. But right now, he isn't really on that level. Hopefully, with the season coming back in the championship very soon, he will be back on form again. And if he is, we're going to be using him again, of course. But I wanted a guarantee. And as a guarantee, I mean, nothing really is a guarantee. But at the end of the day, the Kuiper is an incredible player. Look at these stats. This guy is 21 years old. He's loaned out from Club Brugge. Club Brugge, obviously one of the strongest sides in Belgium. He has been loaned out to Westerlo in the previous season. He apparently played incredibly well in their season to get promotion into the top division into the Belgian league. And then now this season, as you guys can clearly tell, as a left back, by the way, if you have him as a defender card, his stats are unreal. Like, the guy performs extremely well, has a downer of a score a little bit at times, but most of the time you're getting really good scores out of this guy. And as a midfielder, those low scores aren't as hurtful. I mean, you can see this one was a 17 there as a defender, and as a midfielder, it's a 31. So it kind of balances it out. I guess the low scores aren't as low at times as the midfielder card, so you don't necessarily kill a lineup, but it's not as high as the defender at certain moments, because if the team gets a clean sheet, he obviously gets that 10-point bonus, which would be a nice thing to have. But I don't necessarily see Westerlo as a team that will carry on getting insane amounts of clean sheets. And for me, I needed someone that could be bright for the future as well. So I saw him on the market and I was like, all right, before we go ahead and buy him, let's actually do some research. So I went back and watched his performances throughout the season as much as I could find. And I really liked the way he played, the style of play he had. He was pretty good in 1v1 situations. He was good in getting past people, had decent amounts of pace, and an eye for a pass as well. And I was like, this guy's only 21. I like this. I really, really do like this. So he is the next guy coming into the squad as a midfielder for the super rare section to be used during under 23 pro, or even in under 23 super rare. Because here's the thing, now for the under 23 super rare, we have Osako, we have Hilgers, we have De Kuiper, we have Sanuc. Those players are the ones I can 100% rely on, in my opinion, that they will be playing. So I'm very happy with these four. But here's the thing, Muleka. Yes, guys, Muleka, I have looked up into Turkish sites, and I might have some good news for us Muleka holders. So Muleka, as you guys know, was absolutely insane last season, and he is kind of back now in good favors with the coach, it seems. I've been reading a lot of articles. I've been looking into a lot of things with Turkish media, and Jackson Muleka has apparently impressed the coach during the World Cup break, so to say. He has apparently been performing on a level that has really been impressing the coach, and I'm only seeing good things about it. So I can't wait for Muleka to be back in and playing. I don't think this is a player that will be held on the bench for too long. So if Muleka comes back as well, we could have a full super rare team going. Or obviously, since we already have 4 players, 1 goalkeeper, 2 defenders, and a midfielder, I just need to pop in a rare forward if I need to. And as we all know, we do have a couple of decent rare forwards at this point. I mean, I don't want to brag, but we do have the likes of Musiala and Florian Wirtz, so I'm very excited about that. But I would love to have some utility back for Muleka coming into the squad. That would be really, really nice to see. And yeah, his price has been going down ever since. So I really hope that Muleka can pick it back up again. That would make me very happy. But I'm very excited about the Kuiper. And I'm excited about the fact that it doesn't take too long, I believe, for the Belgian league to come back playing. I think they are one of the earlier ones coming back playing. So I'm excited to have him here and ready to go. And the Turkish league is actually one of the first to come back. So if Muleka is actually playing in the first couple of games, we're looking very, very good. So those are the updates on the gallery. I hope you guys are happy with that stuff. And again, with the SO5 stats, once the new player comes in here, Gabri Veiga, we will have added another one into the gallery, which is just great to see. I'm very happy about that. and we just want to keep on doing this. But ideally, we want to start winning the tier ones, the tier zeros. That is where we need to get to, and I feel like we are setting ourselves up for a good season. And I gotta say, I've reached out to PSU fans because he is one of the most successful managers on Sorare, and he knows what he's doing. And I've been asking him, hey mate, could you check out my gallery real quick, look into it, and tell me if you think I'm set up well for under 23 for this upcoming half season and for the future down the line. And he is someone that has a 24% reward winning lineups thing here, and that is obviously huge considering how many teams he puts out each and every week. And in terms of SF5 stats, I mean, do we really need to look into this? I probably can scroll for years. I mean, look at this. Look at this. I'm still scrolling. I'm still scrolling. This is, I mean, this guy, incredible. Absolutely incredible. So yeah, GG's to him. I'm waiting for him to come back to me. I'm always in contact with as many managers as I can to kind of figure out, hey, am I in a good position right now? Am I not in a good position? Am I making mistakes? If I'm making mistakes, tell me. And this is something I would highly recommend to you guys as well. If you have people that have more experience than you on Sorare, maybe at times before you make a purchase or before you change your tactics, it might be a good thing for you to go out there and, ask people, hey, do you think this is the right move or not? And I think everyone is happy to help each other. And that's the thing with Sorare, like everyone competes against each other, but people really like to help each other, which I love to see. So yeah, that is what we have going on. And right now, with the live setup for us, sadly, Enzo Fernandez had a great performance, but then a deflected shot came off of him and went into the goal against his side. And he still managed to pick up 45 points, to be honest. So I'm very happy with Enzo's performance. And he has moved his way into the starting 11 alongside Julian Alvarez. So the River Plate boys are playing for Argentina, which is good to see. And Gvardiol and his team have made it through into the next round. Yes, through penalty shootouts. Livakovic was absolutely insane. Gvardiol put in a good performance. Nothing necessarily insane, but obviously they had conceded goals. So pretty happy with how Gvardiol has been doing. And the German commentators, man, they are always just constantly praising him all the freaking time. They love him because they all obviously know him from Leipzig. And I really hope that after this World Cup, Gvardiol goes back to being the Gvardiol we know, because for quite some time he has had some playtime irregularities at Leipzig lately, and he has just recently come back in to play again. And I really hope that Leipzig pick it up and he starts scoring like these scores right here. That's what I'm hoping for. And by the way, sorry if my camera has been blocking out a few things. I think that's a new position that I put the camera into. Anyways, I think actually I don't think it needs to be that large. Let me just quickly fix that for you guys. There we go. I'm in the top right again. That's where I should be. I think that's where I cover the least amount of things. But yeah, for the next game week, guys, exciting times. Very exciting times because the championship boys are back. Yes. So we have Marcinit Muric, we have Taylor Harvard Bellis, the Burnley stack back and playing. Enzo Fernandez, who's going to be up against Netherlands, which is obviously not an easy game, but I do believe in Enzo's capabilities, even though I think it's going to be much harder to play against the likes of De Jong. I think he's going to have a little bit more to do, especially defensively. But from what I've seen so far, Enzo Fernandez defensively in terms of interceptions and tackles, he has been quality. So I have him in the team here. And then we have Zion Fleming. And of course, we still have that one common card rule. So I either go with Cody Gakpo in here, and I use the other four, including a goalkeeper for the under 23, or I will take one of these guys, possibly Gvardiol, who's going to be up against Brazil. Not necessarily an easy matchup. Probably going to concede a bunch of goals. And then Garcia de Albanese and Dubassin, both of the La Liga 2 players that I have in my club now. Dubassin was a recent purchase in terms of like I had the one player that I had won, Elkerson, in the previous video. I have swapped him out for Dubassin, put a little bit of ETH on top of it, and I brought him into the club. And Dubassin actually is a solid player. Like I was quite upset seeing that he was benched. Yes, as I bought him, he was benched. I don't know why he was benched. I guess maybe because he hasn't scored as much lately. But as you guys can see, like this guy is capable of getting 61 points, even if he is losing 4-0 and he is not getting a decisive. So I was pretty happy to bring him into the club. I'm hoping he will pick up the performance again. But I brought him in for the previous game week, hoping to maybe be able to jump in there again, replace Musiala, and have someone that possibly scores a goal or gets an assist. But things didn't go as well. So for the under 23 pro here, we don't have a goalkeeper, but we do have a lineup of 4. Ideally, what I would like to do is maybe play this. If Marcelino Nunez is actually going to be playing, if he's predicted to play, I would like to pop this in as a throwaway lineup, because I don't think Guardiola and Croatia are going to be doing necessarily too well against Brazil, even though, hey, they might be coming in with an upset. Who knows? Croatia has made it to the finals a couple of times. So, yeah, can't say anything against that. But yeah, the under 23 the rare team, I really like the looks of it. I think Burnley could do well. They're not up against an easy opponent. Queen's Park Rangers are like top half of the league table, I believe. But Zion Fleming has an easier matchup against Wigan Athletic, and that one I need to use because, as you guys know, Zion Fleming, I think in his last game week, had an absolute belter. Look at this. Yeah, I know, the one before that, 98 points, 3 goals the guy had. So I'm really hoping that he can perform to that level once again, because we only have half a season with him. And when it comes to players in our gallery that we only have half a season with, I think we have Muric, in terms of under 23 eligibility, by the way. We have Muric. Then we have the likes of, let's see, who else do we have here? Saliba, no. Soleil, maybe? I think Soleil might be running out of under 23 utility. Let's see. Umar Soleil, no, under 23 until 2024. So that's good. Guindo is still too young, so that's fine. Midfielders, Enzo still has time. Nakamura still has time. Kirkju has time. I think I pretty much have time with everyone except maybe Szymanski. I think Szymanski is running out. I'm pretty sure he runs out. Getson Fernandez as well. Let's see if Getson is running out. Yep, he's running out as well. So Szymanski, I believe, is running out too. So those are things that we need to keep in mind as well as we go into the second half of the season. In terms of forwards, I think Odgaard is running out. Yep, he is going to be ending in the summer. And then I think Zion Fleming, which we already looked into. Spikic, I think too. Yep, he runs out too. So we have plenty of players that are going to be running out of under 23 utility, but most of the gallery is still fine. So that is good. And yeah, that's going to be the team that I'm going to pop in for the next game week, guys. And Global Cup-wise, by the way, I am not necessarily doing too well or too bad, I guess. I'm like 50,000 at the moment. I'm fully assuming I'm going to be dropping out of this. I will be sticking to this area. So top 100,000, which will hopefully for once give me a decent tier 1 national series common. But so far I haven't had any luck with it. I got to say, the Global Cup, even though I'm not winning anything, I'm still having a lot of fun. And I wonder if it's the same for you guys. I really enjoy it. I kind of hoped to do better, of course, but I still have a great time playing it. So I don't know. But yeah, I got pretty unlucky with the penalty in the last minute against Hugo Lloris and Theo Hernandez. That obviously cost me a lot of points. If that didn't happen, I probably would be remaining in the top 50,000, which would have been a nice thing, but it is what it is. So, guys, don't forget to do your next draft, the extra draft. Go ahead and do that. Make sure to have that set up for yourselves. I haven't done it yet, I believe. Yeah, I still haven't done it yet. So I still need to figure out what I want to do. I will probably do it after the last few games of the knockout stages. But that's it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the new camera as well. The quality is absolutely insane. And yeah, have a good day, guys. Take care. See you next time. Peace.